There was a time in my life when I faced a deeply uncomfortable and awkward situation, one that still makes my stomach churn when I think about it. It happened during a very challenging period for my family. My husband had suffered a serious accident, leaving him bedridden and unable to move around much. We lived in an older home with wooden bathroom doors that had a noticeable gap at the bottom, something I never thought would cause an issue until this incident. My father-in-law, a retired military man, had a peculiar way of behaving around me. He would often stare at me with an unsettling expression, one that I tried to ignore because I was focused on taking care of my husband. While he never made physical advances, his behavior felt intrusive and left me feeling uneasy. I brushed it off as best as I could, telling myself it wasn't worth addressing unless it escalated. One day, however, something happened that I couldn't overlook. I was bathing in the bathroom, seated on the floor, pouring water over myself from a bucket while scrubbing my heels. As I glanced up, I saw him crouched down, peering through the gap at the bottom of the door. The realization hit me like a wave of anger and disgust. My heart raced, and I froze for a moment, unsure of what to do next. After collecting myself, I knew I couldn't stay silent anymore. That very day, I confronted him. I looked him in the eye and said firmly, "I'm only keeping quiet out of respect for my husband, but if you ever try something like this again, I won't stay silent." His face flushed with embarrassment, and he mumbled an apology. From that day forward, he avoided looking at me and never behaved inappropriately again. This experience was not just embarrassing, it was a violation of trust and the boundaries that should exist in a family. The relationship between a father-in-law and a daughter-in-law should be one of respect and dignity, and his actions were a disgrace to that bond. While I'll never forget what happened, I am proud that I stood up for myself and set firm boundaries. It was an empowering moment, one that reminded me of the importance of addressing such situations head-on, no matter how awkward or uncomfortable they may be.